Right next to me is the most affordable brand new Volkswagen that you can buy. This is the 2026 Volkswagen Jetta 1.5 TS, which is the base model of the Volkswagen Jetta. Now, just because this vehicle is affordable, does that make it worth it? And should you go and spend your hard-earned money on this vehicle or not? In this video, I'll be taking you through the ins, the outs, going on a driving portion, and let's answer that question together. Is it worth it? Now, what is the price range of the 2026 Volkswagen Jetta? Well, they start at $24,000, what I have right here, the base model, and go up to $33,000 for the Jetta, which is the sporty version. Now, I do gotta be honest and say, every trim is $1,000 more than the previous 25, 24 model years. Why? Well, they claim because of tariffs. So yes, the MSRP of this vehicle comes out to be $24,000. This is for the 26 Jetta 1.5 TS, the base model. But the 25 version was $23,000. And after a few options of a first aid kit and a warranty and dealer and destination fee, this vehicle comes out to be $25,834. Thank you to Executive Volkswagen of North Haven, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below. Let's dive right into it and start off with the front. And the front is pretty bare, but yet elegant, and it has some nice features for the price point. Because you have LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and yes, LED turn signals in a base model $25,000 vehicle, which is blowing me away because a lot of other vehicles will have halogen lights up front. Even more expensive vehicles will have halogen up front. So that is really cool in this piece right here. Now you have the Volkswagen logo right front and center, so everyone's gonna know you're driving a Volkswagen. Now, if you don't like asymmetrical stuff and you're one of those people that likes everything, like you have OCD and you like it to be the exact same, the front might be an issue for you because on this side, it's blocked off. But on that side, there's airflow for the engine. Don't know why they did it like that, just keep this airflow as well, but it's weird how it's blocked off and airflow. So closed, open. It's kind of unique and makes this vehicle stand out. Now down below here, you have this really cool design. This bottom grille takes airflow in for the engine as well, and it's kind of diamond-like. So it sticks out, makes it look more premium than the vehicle is. And over on the side, you would expect this to be airflow, and oh, it is. Okay, I thought that was just fake plastic there, but no. That takes air through the side of the vehicle to improve the aerodynamics. Under the hood of the Volkswagen Jetta, this vehicle has a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, which is producing 158 horsepower and 184 foot-pounds of torque. Now again, that's not a crazy amount of horsepower, but it backs it up in the miles per gallon because you get lower power numbers, but you get an average of 34 miles to gallon. And all that power is going to both front wheels because this is front wheel drive only. No matter what version of the Jetta you get, the low trim, the high trim, it is only front wheel drive. And that is all going through an 8-speed automatic transmission. The key fob of this vehicle might even be more based than the vehicle itself because it's black plastic in the back, the Volkswagen logo. Flip it over here, you have the typical buttons, lock, unlock, like every car has. Over here is a panic button, which I love that Volkswagen has this weird design on it. Looks like a guy running from an alien invasion. Don't know why it's like that, but I always love it in all Volkswagens. Now hit this button over here and it is a half automatic trunk. Now it is not really automatic, it's done with hydraulics. So when you hit that button, it opens up. But now when I hit it again, it's not gonna shut. So I have to manually come back and shut it myself. And there's another cool thing about this key fob is the actual key. This does not have push to start. It is a twist in the ignition and start up the vehicle. It's one of the last standing cars in 2026 to still have a physical key. There is no roof rails and or sunroof on the top of this Jetta here. It is just plain bare bone. Now on the side, you have blind spot monitoring built into the mirrors, which is an ultimate plus. A lot of other base model vehicles I have seen, like I'm pretty sure the Honda CR-V and the Kia Seltos I reviewed, do not have blind spot monitoring. So this is a one-up on that. Now it doesn't have turn signals built in the side, and there are 16-inch alloy rims with all-season weather tires. Also, I just realized there is no plastic cladding around the outside. A lot of other vehicles, even higher-end vehicles, will have black plastic over here. This is all body color. Open up the rear door and you're greeted to a lot of plastic. You gotta expect that in a base model vehicle like this, but you are greeted to a leatherette type material down here. So where you rest your arm, it is nice. But again, you're not gonna rest your arm up here, so who really cares that it's plastic? You touch that once and that's it. Now you do have two speaker grills, one up here, one down there, and one window control for, each door that is one touch down, one touch up. And down below, you have a spot to put drinks, snacks, and I would say that's just about big enough to fit a large McDonald's drink. The rear seats of this vehicle is cloth, and it's not like super hard as a rock, but it is not super soft. It's kind of just normal and average. Like, it's like an office chair. So your daily office chair when you go to work, you just sit in it and you just deal with it. That's what this is. Now, the legroom is pretty decent. This is set to my driving position. I'm 5'8", not the tallest. And headroom-wise, I got, 3 more inches left, 2, 3. So 6 foot tall person can just probably squeeze in here with a little bit of leaning forward. It would be totally fine. Got a little handle on this side. And then I like on this side and the other one, you have little coat hangers. So if you want to hang a coat here, you can do that. Light up above. And there is no cup holder armrest for the middle seat. So if you didn't have a middle seat passenger, you couldn't have it. So the only cup holders you have are the side ones over here. Or if you have a really large drink, like this for an example, I have my massive water bottle. That doesn't fit there, so I'm gonna have to straddle it. But what if you do have a middle seat passenger? Well, that's where the hump from Mount Everest comes into play here. That is not comfortable. You're gonna have to man spread. Look at the size of that hump. It is probably the biggest in the auto industry. Now, so that's not comfortable, and headroom wise, I'm pretty much touching it. And I'm 5'8", I'm not the tallest. So you cannot put a 6 foot tall person in the middle seat. Open up the front door and you're greeted to way nicer materials than the rear, but the same overall design. So up top, instead of hard touch plastic in the back, you have the soft touch plastic. Over on the side, the leatherette trim piece, and where your arm, the leatherette trim piece. So instead of just here, you can back your arm up there and it's nice and comfy. There's 4 window controls. They're all one touch down, one touch up. Your mirror controls right there. Lock and unlock. Hit this button and the trunk automatically opens up. Now again, if you hit it again, it's not like it's gonna shut the trunk because it doesn't have that. So when you want to, you have to manually come through the back, shut it yourself. And you do have some nice storage pockets here, a spot to put a McDonald's large drink and some snacks, as well as a speaker grill. Both the front seats are cloth bucket seats, hold your back into place and your booty into place. They're, again, in between of squishy and not squishy. It's just an average chair to me. Now you lift this up, that's your up position, and that's your tilt, and that's your forward and back. Now turn the vehicle on with the key. I'm used to saying push to start, but this vehicle doesn't have it, so put the key in the slot, twist it, and if I could do that with one hand, the vehicle turns on. In this vehicle, you're greeted to a full digital gauge cluster, no analog here whatsoever, and I'm gonna try to make it as simple as possible. There's 3 different views, so you got a simple view with your miles per hour digitally right in the center, hit view again, and now you have your speedometer there. So if you wanna act like it's analog, you can still do that, and then hit it one more time, and you have your RPMs gauge. So if you wanna go like full race car mode and see your RPMs gauge, you can have that. And it still shows what position you're in, drive, neutral, park, and your miles per hour over on the side. But you see that little thing in the center, your radio? If you scroll up and down on these little gauges or these tabs here, you can scroll through all different things to do. Telephone, start, stop, destination info, and a compass. You want a compass right in the middle? You can have that. So you can customize exactly what hotkey or what information you want to be shown while you're driving. But again, if you don't want anything, you go to no display, and nothing shows up. And the nothing view will work the same as the speedometer. So the RPMs gauge and the speedometer work tandem, but if you hit view one more time, actually go back to the miles per hour, the minimalistic one, you can get information on both sides. So hit these side tabs here. So the left side will do more information. So your gear display, oil temperature, start, stop, put that over there. And this is for your infotainment stuff. So your driving data, distance, average speed, navigation, audio, telephone. So if you want your telephone stuff there, you can put it and have 2 different gauges on the side. The steering wheel in this Jetta is leather wrapped and it's extremely comfortable to hold in the hand. Other vehicles around this price point will just have hard touch plastic or some soft touch. And it's nice, but this is extremely nice compared to that. The left and the right of the steering wheel have some buttons. The right side is mostly the stuff I showed you to control that screen there. You have a talk button to do voice commands. This is to go left and right of your music, and that's to do volume up and down. Now on the left side is some of your safety controls. So what you have is a blind spot monitoring over on the side here, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, forward collision warning, and automatic braking. So if a vehicle cuts in front of you or detects that you're gonna hit the vehicle, it'll automatically cut the brakes so you don't crash into it. You do also have a backup camera that does not have moving lines. and it is one of the smallest and yet not clearest cameras I've seen. Definitely gets the job done, but it's not clear. I wish it was a little bit better. Now, this does have something really cool that other vehicles don't have, and that's the Volkswagen IQ Drive Assist. What that is a semi-autonomous driving. Yes, in a $25,000 vehicle. So this is nowhere near Tesla or anything like that, and you've got to keep your hands on the wheel at all times. But it uses the adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist together. I'll be showing you in full detail when I do my driving portion at the end of the video, but just real quick, I'll give you an explanation. So with your adaptive cruise control, you could set it to 60 miles an hour, let's say, and it will go at that speed. And if a car cuts in front of you and it starts to slow down, your car will automatically start to slow down. And if that car brakes hard, your car will brake hard. You do got to keep your eye on the road, and in case of anything crazy, you might want to hit the brakes just as for safety concerns. And it uses that in tandem with the lane keep assist. So what that'll do is center you in the lane, and if you start to go out, it'll automatically kick you back in the lane. Again, you got to keep your hands on the steering wheel at all time and keep focus, but it's a really cool system in an affordable vehicle. But what if you don't like any of the stuff that I talked about? You're a no safety settings person. Hit this button on the side and you could turn on or off all the safety settings. So turn off lane keep assist, turn off adaptive cruise control, turn off the side assist, the rear traffic alert, the front assist. Just turn them all off if you don't want them. The Jetta S has an 8-inch touchscreen with wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay, and it is just like your smartphone. It's a little bit more confusing, but is basically all the same. So on your smartphone, you have a home screen where you can customize all the apps. So put your Spotify up there, your Hulu down there, and customize to your exact liking. Same in this car. So you have your telephone, your radio, your Sense Start information, hit home one more time, and now you can go drag apps around. So I want my audio to be up top there. I want the, let's say, favorites to be down there, and this, let's say I want the assist systems. So you can customize that to your exact liking. But now when you scroll up in your phone and you have all your different apps, well, that's what the menu tab is. So you have your radio, climate controls, vehicle information, sound, telephone, App Connect is your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Swipe it over again, and you have settings and help. Now you can also customize this as well. So what if I want media to be all the way at the top there? Well, I could just click and drag, and it swapped those two out. So it's just like your smartphone. Now down here, this app, this is how you access your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, very easy with one button. And hit this button down here and it's your car information. So this is your fuel data, hit it one more time, your vehicle status. And if you wanna go into the settings, this is where you adjust your tire pressure monitor, your wiper blades, your lights, go and adjust all the settings if you want to. And there's one last bit to the screen, and it is exactly like your iPhone or Android phone. So you swipe that down and now you have a little brightness tab. You adjust the brightness of this screen, go to your notifications tab and or favorites. So this is where you can go and customize this little hotbar here. So just like how you can move around the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth in your phone, you could do that in your car. So if you want to move the AC app and drag it to there, you can have a quick hotbar of the AC app. Now below the touchscreen, Volkswagen has the weirdest AC controls. They're half digital and half analog touch. Sorry for the glare, but it's like a touch sensitive AC control. So you swipe for the heat and go left for the AC. So right, left, and that thing adjusts. The same with the fan speed. It is just a swipe of the finger to change the fan on or off, which is very unique and different. Now it is dual zone climate controls, so the driver can have their own climate and the passenger can. So one person can set it to the Sahara Desert and the other person can set it to the Arctic if they want to do that switch up. Now you could sync them both together if you're the driver and like, no, I want it just my settings and that's the whole vehicle. And then down here, you can hit that menu button and it pulls up a full menu in the touchscreen of your AC controls. So you still physical controls, but I like how they give you the option to go and adjust it digitally as well. And then just quick, hit the off if you don't want AC whatsoever. Down here is a spot to put a phone, but it is not a wireless charging pad. You do have two USB Type-C ports, a 12-volt outlet charger to charge your phone, and then down here, this is where you have your parking brake, your auto start stop, and your eco mode, so you can save money on fuel. Now this gear lever, push it all the way down, slap it over to the right, and you have a sport mode where you can manually change the gears. Now this does not have any paddle shifters on the back of the wheel, so the only way to change the gears is through the stick. There's two cup holder spots down below, and they're smaller. Again, not a lot of vehicles are gonna fit this big water bottle, but even the energy drink is kind of on the tighter side in there, but it still will fit a large McDonald's drink, so we're all good on that. And this spot right here, I guess is to put rest a phone or key fob. Let me know what you would do in that spot. It's kind of odd. Then I was resting my arm on this whole time, this leather trimmed armrest. Open it up And wow, you have deep storage there. So I could put my camera bag in there. Actually, if I take that out, can I put the whole water bottle in there? I might be able to. Pretty much just about. The rear of the Jetta S is pretty plain compared to the front. You really only have a few things going on in the back here. The Volkswagen logo, Jetta badge there, so it shows Volkswagen Jetta, which is kind of funny. There is no S badge or trim badge or anything else down here signifying what it is, so no one's gonna know it's the base model, the high trim, it's just what it is. Now you do have LED taillights, but halogen turn signals in the back. A clip from the future here, in that previous clip, I talked about these being halogen turn signals in the rear, but they're actually LED. So now back to the past. And down at the bottom, there's nothing else going on. You have this plastic trim piece here, which does make it look pretty cool, but that's about it. Now, completely down below, you have one exhaust tip on the left side. This is my favorite part in all my videos because I get to see if I can fit in the back of a trunk. Usually other reviewers will just tell you, okay, it's this size and move on with their day. I like to see if it can fit me, a 5'8" Matt, in the back. And it can. I think it could fit definitely two of me. I can climb in the back here. I love sedans because they're just deep trunks. Like, look at how deep this is. So I can fit one whole 5'8" Matt. And then if I want to climb, okay, that might be hard that way. But this actually might be a lot harder than I thought. But climb in this way, and it can fit two 5'8" Matts in the back. All right, that was definitely a sign to work on more core exercises. That was harder than I expected. But pull the lever right here and kick that seat down, and you have some extra storage. And do it on this side as well. And so now if you want, you can completely climb through the whole entire back. So if you have 2x4 planks of wood or a long piece of material, you can easily slide it through the back. Did Volkswagen include a fix-a-flat or a spare tire? So you gotta lift this part up and let's see, there's a handle right there and it is a fix-a-flat. It is not a spare tire. Now taking out the 2026 Volkswagen Jetta S out on the road, how does this vehicle feel? Well, it just feels pretty calm. There's nothing really to complain per se in this car. It is just a nice car you drive. You do feel potholes when you hit them. And I will say when you turn, the suspension is bubbly. Like this thing the body roll is intense in this vehicle. But the seat holds you in pretty well, so you secure nice in this. The rear seat passengers, yeah, those bucket seats will secure you as well, so it's totally fine. It is a nice drive. You do hear a little bit of road noise in this. Again, it's not a $100,000 luxury vehicle that you're not gonna hear any road noise. You do hear it, but turn on the AC and the radio and you're not gonna hear it at all. It's totally fine. So right now I just activated Volkswagen's IQ Travel Assist, which comes in this vehicle. Again, a base model vehicle that has a semi-autonomous driving. This is nowhere near a hands-free driving solution, but it's pretty cool. If I go off to the side, it's gonna bunce me back in the middle lane. It's kind of taking control of the wheel right now. Like my hands are barely on this and it's doing it. It also is with adaptive cruise control. So this car in front of me right now is slowing down. My vehicle's automatically starting to slow down. I have it set to 40 miles an hour, so it's at 29, and I'm not putting any pedals, foot on the brake and gas. You should really pay attention, but when that car goes off, it starts to speed back up. It is a very cool system. You do at all times have to keep your hand on the wheel and pay attention. If you take your hands off, it will start to beep and warn at you. And if you do it for long enough, it will jut the car and completely slow the car down and turn the hazard lights on. So if you're passed out or have a medical emergency, it'll know, okay, it's gonna stop the car and just let everyone know that something's wrong. Now, overall, what are my thoughts about the base model 26 Volkswagen Jetta? I like it. I think for the price point, Volkswagen gives you a good amount of stuff. Now, it's not a crazy amount. Yes, we all want more. We all want heated seats, a massive touchscreen up front, car that drives itself. But for what you get, I think it's really nice. And it doesn't feel cheap in this car with the leather steering wheel here. The dashboard is nice quality, soft touch on the door panel, like this metal trim over on the side. It really looks nice. Now you do have cloth seats and plastic, in other spots, but it looks premium. From outside and the inside, it doesn't look like a, affordable vehicle. I think if you had friends and family in this car, they're not gonna immediately think, oh, you bought the base level vehicle. They're gonna think it's a nice Volkswagen, because this really does look good. It just is comfortable. Now you have everything you need. Again, both front seats, the rear seats, there's enough storage in the back, and the trunk. So much storage in that trunk to go on vacations, put suitcases, if you want grocery bags. It is a nice all-around vehicle. For the price point,
I really like it.
But the real question is, what do you think about this vehicle? Do you like it or do you absolutely hate it? And do you think it's worth the $24,000 or not? Be honest. Be honest and let me know what you think in the comments below. And please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to keep updated with more content. And a huge thank you to Executive Volkswagen of North Haven, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below.